This news item is about Edison Culinary Arts College coming to Dallas in 2019. Internal Freedom Services, Inc. will be raising funds for the college. They need $10 million because they're going to give away 1,000 student scholarships to Edison Culinary Arts College, tuition free for 1,000 kids and adults. Now, in the press release, they have received a generous donation from the Bill Gates Foundation. For more information, you can call direct 979-215-5794 or fax them at 979-849-5121. And you can ask for James Dunn.
Oh my gosh, you would have thought, the seas opened up. The epiphanies that are happening. You know what happened? Couldn't get the kids off the piano. We would nearly have to pick them up for another kid to get off the piano. And they were fighting over the piano. And I wish that would happen with my daughter in the violin, but that's not what happened.
See, that's what phenomenal to what you're saying too, if I may. It's time. Because time is measured in the measure. And if you give the time and take the time, those things will reveal themselves, will manifest itself.
Yeah. Basically, all we're doing is Matthew 18:3. Somebody asked Jesus, well, how do you find the kingdom of God? And he said, you got to be a child of God. So you got to go back to this. So every adult in this room should be back to this. All right, binary systems is what? On or off. Computers on or off. Binary systems on or off. So either you're on or you're off. So the idea is to say, why can't we all be on? Why we all can not have a passion, an agenda, a goal, something to change the world, to make it much better. Is what governs you is chaotic? You got to have more materialism? Or are you demotic? Something greater than yourself. Some purpose greater than yourself. So the idea is very clear. It's just two basketballs. Or it's two different bicycles. Or it's a jalapeno. That's another intellectual differential. It's amazing how it works. If everybody in the room eat a raw jalapeno, you say, no, why? Where's the curiosity? Where's the imagination? Where's the creativity? So we get them past the resistance. All right, so we had one guy at the shelter. He ate a jalapeno. Eyes were just tearing up. His face, was changing colors. And we had him explain it to everybody in the room. What was going on? And so it was a very highly intellectual, differential experience. A week goes by. I talked to the same guy who's working on it. And I said, tell me about the jalapeno experience. He said, man, I've got this crazy urge for Mexican. So what happens is the brain is not reacting to, the owner of the brain is not reacting to the jalapeno, is reacting to substance P, which is pain. So here's the note, PV1s, TRPV1s in the tongue picking up the sensation. It's not taste buds. It's picking up sensation in the tongue, sending to the central nervous system to the sensory cortex. There is producing substance P. The owner of the brain is not dealing with jalapeno, it's dealing with substance P. What's interesting, like a marathon runner after 18 miles, is what? Endorphins kick in. So much pain, he was in so much pain, the next thing you know, the brain said, wait a minute, let's kick in a few endorphins. Let's get a euphoria going on there. So he had a slight euphoria. And all of a sudden, he's got this urge for spicy. That's better than crack cocaine. That's better than the alcohol that was hijacking this individual. So the idea is that fundamentally, we know how the brain works. We know how to help the person find the owner of the brain. All we're using is a culinary science idea to apply that logic, that reason. And so if a body brings a coffee maker, if the filter is toxic, what's the coffee going to taste like? We know what's going to taste like. You work with employees that are victimized. got sadness. It's this. Every day they come in like this. We're even better if they're like this. Bring their imagination and creativity, their soul back to work. So this idea is more than just culinary. It's going to be a think tank opportunity to change the world. So one thing Jameson mentioned are think tank opportunities. The idea is to get people together and say, well, how do you change the world? The American Chamber of Commerce, right? America's? All right, so the idea is for you guys, how many members you got? 40,000. Okay, so the idea is that we should be interacting with all these different people to say, hey, there's a different way. Is it this or this? You know, this it should be real clear. So hopefully you saw what I put on the board that fundamentally over here the angels were singing hallelujah. They're singing it today. Oh, this can tell something. You look at nature, this is the egg, caterpillar. The caterpillar says, I don't want to be a pupil. And go into resistance. Who wants to be a pupil? You've got to be at that stage to come to the next stage. Be released. So all I saw is in nature, what everybody should be able to see is right in front of you. But I recognize that a lot of people didn't know what to look for. Any questions? I took a lot of your time. Any thoughts? Any ideas?
It's a wonderful idea.
Jeff Miller called me at 7 o'clock this morning and said, when are you going to talk about those principles? You know, I tied that back to Brethren, responsibility, purpose, integrity, respect, communication, cooperation, etc. So basically, I use that as an analogy with Brethren. So I can do the same thing with a whole different slew of principles. So the idea is to take food and just look at it as a vehicle to awaken the individual. So if you're making cheesecake, why not make the world's best? What is the world's best? How about lemonade? You can take kids in kindergarten. Our job today is to make the world's greatest lemonade. So how do we measure the world's greatest? We bring an audience in. We bring you guys in. Don't try the lemonade. And y'all say, pass or fail. It shouldn't be a grade. Okay, you made an F. You made a 78. You made an 82. What does that mean? That don't make any sense. So we give them a 78, oh, you pass, so you can go make something else. Well, again, you got the lemonade right. Why are you going forward? That's what you don't even know how to do all the math. Well, we don't care if you know all the math, we just need to know you got 70% of it. You know, what is that all about? It's craziness. It's a rotten apple barrel. And all we're saying is that there's a good apple barrel, but we have to be able to see it, articulate it, because it's very abstract. Yes, sir.
How do you think this whole process can be utilized for us to make Americans understand they have to change the way they're eating, you know, for eating healthier and 100% organic food?
Well, the key is so David, gentleman back there, you know how fat leaves the body? Okay, fat leaves the body through carbon dioxide and water. Fat is 55 carbons, 104 hydrogen, 6 oxygen. That's what a fat cell is, fat molecule. Okay, so if you really exercise hard, you're picking up a lot of oxygen. Now, what are you doing? You're releasing carbon dioxide. 84% of fat leaves by carbon dioxide. Okay, now that should change your whole world. All of a sudden you're thinking about, wow, I need to exercise. Eat less, move more. So the idea is all of a sudden you raise the level of awareness. A lot of times we see ourselves as the ship and as the captain. Next thing you know, obesity becomes a problem because we ship no captain. We're saying that 40% of the American population will have type 2 diabetes in a decade or so. That's insane. Why is that reality? Because we're not reacting to sugar. Sugar is glucose and fructose combination. not reacting to sugar, we're reacting to dopamine, the reward and pleasure. So what we do, we turn off the light switch for kids, pretty toxic fluid filters, then are you surprised we can have huge amounts of that type of diabetes? You know, it's the same. So the program works for everything. Basically, a social problem. You have to bring the individual self back to the body and brain. You've got to self-govern. But how do you self-govern if shame is dictating the realities of your life? You're going to be back in prison. You're going to be back in heroin. You're going to be back in something because you have no control. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with this idea. Individuals, they find change so difficult that they will resist change at all costs, thus falling prey to a limited and diminished universe, one channel, one frequency. So what's happening is that change becomes difficult. So I walk into an audience like this, are you willing to be a part of the change? Because it's easy to go back to what you thought yesterday. That's where the issue is. All of a sudden change becomes just too difficult because my identity is on this specific channel that I had yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. Well, some of those channels are very, very dangerous. The right dorsal lateral prefrontal cortex that regulates reason. You compromise that as a child, then it makes complete sense for somebody to go to Las Vegas, 32nd floor, and take 20-something days. That makes complete sense. Otherwise, why did he do it? It's very reasonable because areas of the brain has been compromised. And Las Vegas police said, we don't know what the cause is. I know what the cause is. Toxic fluid filter. Somehow he's got this filter. He's not reacting to all those people. He's reacting to a brain that's been compromised that says this makes a lot of sense. I guarantee his brain, there's 13 areas of the brain that deals with empathy, empathic. He had no empathy. So he can go down that list. Dorsal medial prefrontal cortex has to regulate ability to follow the thoughts and feelings of somebody else. If he met anybody that he shot, could he follow the thoughts and feelings of that person? Absolutely not. Turned off. So it's easy to understand what caused it, but everybody in Las Vegas police is more about asking concrete questions, not abstract. Did I lose anybody there? I've had this conversation with a lot of people. So I'm accustomed to that. But it seems that when I go to the shelter, they get this. They get this idea really, really quick. Next thing you know, our success at Souls Harbor is in the high 90s that we go from here to here. Jeff Miller, who called me this morning, said, we've got to talk about principles tonight. He was 10 years in the VA program, drug rehab program, 10 years to keep him out. They couldn't help him. Came to our program at Souls Harbor class. Jeff said there's about 10 hours of interaction with these kind of ideas. He talks about the brain all the time. In 10 hours, the urges for all these abhorrent desire just went away. How many urges did you have, Rich?
Serious a lot.
Serious.
Yeah, he was the type of person that, and I told him I was coming down here, but a friend was the type of person on one of his urges was gambling. And he would borrow $5 and give you $30 back. And that's how powerful it had become. And it's amazing to see him change. For y'all who don't know me, my name is Reggie, and how I got involved with my Yoda, who I call Eddie, my Yoda. I run a facility called Souls Harbor. It's a men's shelter. Been around for 60 years, and we're located very southeast corner of Dallas, city of Dallas. And years ago, a little about me is I graduated from Irving MacArthur. I was a pretty good standout athlete, football player. Signed a scholarship, and my identity was wrapped in. I was at the University of Oklahoma, and then I ended up leaving there and went to North Texas, and I broke my hip. And with my identity being wrapped in football, I started working on the club scenes, and eventually was a dope dealer. Eventually went to prison, Eventually got out of that and came back and went back to the same old routines, and then eventually became homeless, eating out of a dumpster, even though I had 2 college degrees and so forth. Made it to Souls Harbor. May 5th, 2010, and Eddie was teaching, at that time, what it was called Owner of the Brain. And I'm a firm believer in internal freedom. As for myself, I apply things on a daily basis. And, you know, you're saying about food. You know, I tell everybody when they come up here, we're all a piece of brisket. You know, I tell the guys, because what's being explained here is basically how to live on a daily basis. And some of the things that I've learned through Eddie, because you know, sometimes if you get to know him, you'll get a phone call at 3 in the morning and he's on fire. And it's like, you gotta wake up. And the way that I ask God to put someone in my life, and so sometimes when the teacher shows up, you know, like it says in scripture, you gotta stay ready, because you don't know when it's coming. So anytime he calls, I'll answer, because I think it's time for me to go to school and learn. And so, right now, one of the biggest things that I'm working on, I've been clean and sober for over 8 years, and being sober. But right now, it's not about being clean and sober from drugs anymore. That's a done deal. My issue right now is, and I've called Eddie on this last week, is I don't want to relapse on anger. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, and why do I get angry? You know, and come to find out, my brain has to produce a chemical for everything I believe. So, you know, when we're trying to find out, you know, why do people do what they do? Well, the biggest dope dealer we have is our brain, the tool. All right? So, my issue is before when I leave, and this is my wife Gina, so when I leave home, getting ready to go to work, and I walk out the door and I'm all right, doing good. But as soon as I open the door to my truck and I shut the door, I'm in an argument with somebody. But I'm on my way to work, or just last week, I pulled out of we had this paid parking spot at our apartment, and she was already going to work, but I had pulled out of the parking spot and I started driving down the road, and I conjured up this whole scene that somebody had called the tow truck, and the tow truck was trying to take my truck, and I'm arguing with the tow truck driver, and somehow we done pulled a gun out on each other, and the police shows up, and it didn't even exist, but I got so wrapped up in it, and it was getting me angry. By the time I got to my location and I opened the door, poof, I was all right. And so,
Oh, by the way, let me interrupt those wine balls. I can't do it about that prayer. That's right. But I can't do it about your